If you have a skill or expertise or something to teach, you can actually make a lot of money online by creating your own membership website. So in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to make a paid membership website step by step. So before we get started, I'd like to remind you that the tools that I'll be using in today's tutorial will be listed in the video description below. And if you do purchase Divi using my affiliate link, you also get access to my web design formula course, a course that teaches you how to design professional looking websites with Divi. And also if you buy Wishlist Member, which is the plugin that's going to control our membership website, you also get access to the Wishlist course that teaches you basically the ins and outs of how to use it effectively. All right, so before we get started, let's dive in and let me show you the structure of the website that we're going to be working on. So what I've done here is I've just made a basic structure of our site or our membership website. So we're going to be running Divi. This is going to be our theme that's going to be sitting on top of WordPress. And this is going to allow us to design beautiful landing pages and also our inside pages. Next, we have the Wishlist Member. Now there are quite a few plugins out there that can do what Wishlist Member does, but I prefer using Wishlist Member because it has a ton of integrations and also amazing features. They keep updating it all the time, so that is why I'm leaning towards Wishlist Member now. Next, we're going to use WooCommerce for our payment gateway because, of course, this is a paid membership website. We do need to collect the payments, so we're going to be using WooCommerce to do that. Now, what I also highly recommend is to have a database of all your students or all your customers. Now, the reason why you may want to do that is because every once in a while, you may want to send some emails to them, giving them updates, or it could be maybe promotions or letting them know that you've added new material on your website. Now, here's the thing. Now, because this is a basic membership website, we are going to be protecting posts and pages, and that's it. So we're going to keep it very simple. We're not going to make it very complicated. So this is how we're going to be running this website. So let's dive in now and let's build this website. Over here, I've basically just set up a WordPress website. It doesn't have a lot going on. I've gone ahead and installed Divi. I've also installed Wishlist Member and WooCommerce. All right, so the very first thing we need to do is to establish what kind of website we need to create. And whatever I'm going to show you in this video is going to apply pretty much to any type of membership. So you can just use the concept that I'm using here and change it into any type of membership website. Okay, so the first things first, what we need to do is to create all our pages. So I'm going to come over here to pages and then click on add new. So the very first page I need to create here is our main landing page. So let's just call this landing. We are going to come back to this page later. So I'm just going to publish it here. And we also need to create another page. And this page is going to be called memberships. So I'm just going to call this memberships, publish. We are also going to need a login page. So we're going to go back here. Oh, in fact, I've already created my login page here, which is great. All right. So with those pages created, now let's go and add our content that we're going to need. So over here, as I mentioned before, we're going to be adding our content as posts and pages. So let's head over here to posts. So I want to click on add new. So we're just going to call this post 1, post 2, post 3, just to make things easier. Okay, so that's post 1 and publish. We're going to do post 2 and post 3. So going back over here, add another one. So this one here is going to be post 2. Publish that. Then we're going to go back again and then add the last one. And this is going to be post 3. Now, as you're producing this content, you can drip feed it. In fact, I'll show you how the drip works. So let's just name this post 3 and publish. Great. So now that we have our posts all published, it may also be a good idea to add all these posts into categories. So let me show you how to do that. So here you can see we have uncategorized. So you can create your categories here, and let's call this VIP members because all your paid members are going to be VIP. All right. So we got VIP members now. So the next stage is to just go back to our posts here and just make sure they're all in the right categories. So let's see if I can just do a quick edit here and add them quickly. So I'm going to go to quick edit and change my category here, update, do the same thing here. I've gone into the long edit. Anyways, it's okay. You can still find the categories over here, and we're going to set this to VIP, update. So, this is basically how you'd go in and add your categories. So let me have a look here. We have this one here that we've just created, and I can see here we have another one that we created before. Let's trash this. And if we follow up to the trash, we can actually delete it permanently because we don't need to see it again because it's the same title. All right, so back over here to all posts. Let's go to post 1, do a quick edit and set it to our VIP members and click on update. Great. So now that we have our post that we need to protect, so this could be maybe a 6-part video of how to become fit, in 6 days, for example. So you're sending out those posts one after the other, or you can just have them all active. So let me show you how that would work now. So now that we have our post, the next stage is to work on our landing page. So I'm just going to do a quick design. To be honest, I'm not going to go all in and spend so much time on the design here. I just want you to have an idea of how this would work. Okay, so let's go head over here to our pages, click on all pages. So the page we need here is the landing page. I'm going to go ahead and click on edit with Divi. Okay, so here we're also going to just pretty much have a quick design. I'm going to come over here to my pre-made layouts just to make things easier for me and so I can build this really, really fast. Okay, so I'm going to go with this agency layout, and notice that this agency layout can be used pretty much for any type of website. All right, so I'm going to use this layout and click on use this layout. So this now is going to import all the images that I need and pretty much the layout of the website. And this is why I prefer using Divi for these type of quick websites. All right, so it looks like everything has been added onto my page now. So all I have to do is to go in and further customize this. So I'm just going to delete what we have here on the top, and let me just find out how I can replace this image here in the background. So let's head over here to my module settings and let's click on background. And here it is. This is where we have the color. And to be honest, the color, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. So let's head over here. In fact, you know what? The image is on the sections. So I'm going to leave the color as it is. It's not too bad. So here, over here now on my section settings, I'm going to change the background image and add my own. So I have a few images here in my media library. So let's see. Let's start with that one. Let's see what that one looks like. So now that we have our image here in the background, as I mentioned before, we can actually go in and adjust the colors of our image here by coming over here to our module settings. So what's really cool here is I can go in and change this color. So I'm just going to come all the way down here to the background, and you can see we have a gradient here. So let's change our first color here. So you can see I've made it a bit dark. In fact, I can even go all the way down here and make it black, and then over here I can make it transparent, and you can see now we have the full picture in the background. But of course that's not the ideal situation here, because you want to make sure that we can read the text in the background, and that is why it's important that you can go in and just add a bit of transparency here so we can read everything. All right, so I'm going to save this, and then next I'm going to go in here and just add the title of my membership website, and let's call this Healthy Living. Okay, here you can have your description, which is cool. All right, so the next step here is to take a look here at the button, and as you can see here we have 2. So we can actually go in and customize these buttons and just keep one of them. But of course, if you want to have 2 of them, have one go to the contact page and the other one just to learn more about the membership, then you can have them set up that way. Now let's just go down here and see what else we can go in and customize. So over here, we can go in and set the main benefits of our membership. So we can go in and pretty much replace the text that we have here. And also we can go in and change the icon. So since this one here is about healthy living, I can go into my image and icon here and change the icon. So let's go with the heart. And by the way, you can go in and say exercise or running tips. Now, as you can see, this is very, very easy to go in and customize. It is really easy to use. So you can go in and change all these if you want to. Now over here, I think it'll be a good idea to go in and add our own image and also the description that goes with it over here on the right. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to click on this gear icon and this is going to take us to our first column. So I just want to see what is in the background of this column. And as you can see, this is where we have our image. So I'm going to have my own image in here and I'm going to add, what image can we go with here? So let's go with this one here with this healthy food. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to save that, save it one more time. And then over here, I can go in and change this text. So I can just say best foods to eat first thing in the morning. There we go. So best foods to eat first thing in the morning. Let's get the spelling right here. There we go. So I can just save that. And to be honest, on this main landing page, I don't want to have a lot of information. So I'm just going to go ahead now and delete all these other sections. Let's get rid of all of that. Right, we don't need a team, so let's go and delete that too. So the beauty of using these layout packs is you can go in and delete any information that you may not need on this page. So I can see here we have this pricing table. This may be also important when we set up our site. So I'm going to leave my pricing here as it is and also leave these testimonials. All right, so now that I have my main landing page, I'm just going to save this and we're going to make this the main landing page of our website. And I'm going to show you in a moment how to actually achieve that. So I'm going to come back here to my dashboard and open this in a new tab. Now, what we need to do is to head over here to settings and then you want to go to reading. So here is where we can set our page to landing. So every time someone lands or goes to our main website, they are going to see this landing page. All right, great. So now that we have that all set, now it's time to go into Wishlist Member and set all our memberships. So I'm going to click here on Wishlist Member dashboard. So first things first, I am going to go into setup. Right, so this is where we have our membership levels. Now I know I have this. In fact, I don't need that. I'm just going to delete it. Right, so in your case, you're going to have a blank slate just like this. So I'm going to click here on this plus button and I'm just going to call these VIP members. Okay, I'm going to hit apply. Next, I'm going to come over here to registrations. And this is where I can just either give them a basic registration link, which I'm just going to copy here. And so you can see what it looks like. So I'm just going to paste the URL. Now this URL is created by Wishlist Member. And as you can see here, this is where they go in and add their username, last name, email address, and so on. Okay, great. So now that we have our membership all set, we can also come over here to requirements. And here on the requirements, you can require members to confirm email. There's quite a lot you can do here, but to be honest, we're going to go deep so much because this is a basic setup. All right, so over here you can have, in fact, we need to come over here to email notifications. So when a user subscribes or gets on to the membership, this is where you can come in and customize the email and the contents of the email, by the way. And this is what's going to tell them their username and password and so on. All right, great. So I'm just going to close this here. And the next step is to head over to my integrations. So this is where you can see here we have quite a lot of payment integrations. And I've chosen WooCommerce here to become my main payment gateway. So WooCommerce is what I'm going to be using to collect the money. So you can also see here we have one shopping cart, two checkout. We also have Thrive cards. We can even use PayPal as it is without using WooCommerce if we need to do it that way. So there's so many ways that we could do this, but I prefer just using, WooCommerce because I can structure my products easier. Okay, so now that we have this integration here on the email providers as well, you can connect your email providers. Now over here, you can see I mentioned that it was very important to have all your members in a database. So there's two email service providers that I recommend, and these are ConvertKit and MailPoet, and I'll leave the links to that in the video description as well. All right, so I added MailPoet here, so that's good. And then other services, we don't need to worry about any of this right now because we don't need to use any of this for our setup. All right, so now that we have all our levels all set, the next step now is to head over here to WooCommerce and let's add our product. So we are going to click on add new, and this product here is our main VIP membership. So I'm just going to call this the VIP membership. You want to set your price, and also you may need a description for it. So let's go to Lorem 2. So this description here is the description of your product, coaching, or whatever it is that you want to sell to your customers. Okay, so I have my description here. my price is going to be, let's say $97. It's a one-time price, so that's fine. And notice here that we have wishlist member right here on this list of items. And this is really, really, really cool because I can say whoever buys this product straight away gets added to wishlist member without even going through any complicated steps. So with my VIP membership here set, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to search for my levels. And because I created VIP members earlier on, I can just select it here and pretty much I'm good to go. All right, so now that I have that, I'm just going to hit publish. Okay, so here on the page layout, you can say no sidebar. Okay, now this now becomes the URL that people need to go to purchase the VIP membership. So let me just copy that and I'm just going to paste it over here and just see what it looks like so far, because we may need to add some images onto it. And as you can see here, we don't have any images. Of course, we have our description, but we need to add our image over here. So I'm going to go back to my product, and for my image, I'm going to come over here and choose my image. I'm going to go with this one here, set product image, update. And then over here now, if I refresh this, it is going to show my image, and that's looking great. So now if I click on add to cart and go through the payment process, this now will automatically be added to my level. But here's the thing. Just because they're added to the level doesn't necessarily mean that our posts are protected. So here's how we protect them. So let's head over back to our website here. So what we're going to do is we're going to first create an error page, because we want that when people go to the error page, they are given a link to make sure they purchase it. Okay, so over here, I'm just going to click on add new, and we're just going to call this page error. Now you can be crazy creative with this page if you want to, but again, I'm just going to keep things very, very simple here. I'm just going to use the Divi builder here and just choose my main text. Now over here, notice that this is our product, right? So I'm going to take this URL because I want that when people go to access the content that they don't have access to, when they click on that link, it takes them here to make a payment. All right, so let's build this from scratch, and we are going to add a single column. So here we're going to add a text module. Here it is. So we're just going to say error. Right. So I tell you what could be even better is to use a blurb for this. So let's delete this and let's use a blurb instead. So I'm just going to search for my blurb, because then this has all the elements that I need. So we're just going to say error. The content you're trying to access is for members only. Okay. And then we can either add a button as a call to action to allow them to go and purchase the membership from this link over here. So that's what we're going to do now. So with that all said, let's just do a bit of design here. So I'm going to go to my icon and let me just choose like an error icon, and let's go with this one here. Now let's just stylize, this information here. So I'm going to go to image and icon, give it a color. Then I am going to make sure it's centered, use icon font size, reduce the size a little bit because you don't want the size to be way too big. Okay. Now for the text, I'm just going to make sure that it's all centered. And then we want to make this slightly bigger by clicking here on this brush tool, and let's give this a color. We're going to make it bold. And then let's increase the size a little bit. Okay, we're going to do the same here onto the text. Add our color, make it slightly bigger, not too much. So let's go with 16. I'm going to save that. Now it's time to add our call to action button. So I'm just going to search for my button here. So let's call this become a member. Right. So next we want to add our link. And as I mentioned before, this is going to be the link because we want them to come over to this page and make a payment. So I'm going to add my URL like that, and then come over here to design alignment, make sure that this is centered, save that. And then over here, I'm just going to give this some padding both to the top and the bottom. So this is going to be our error page. I'm going to save this and pretty much we're good to go. All right. So now that we have our error page, let's head over now and also add this on our home page. Remember, we have our landing page here. So this learn more needs to link to the page to purchase the membership. So I'm going to click here. So next I'm going to go to my links, and button 1 is the learn more. Paste my link in here. save that, save this page, and our home page has been done. All right, so we're not done yet because the next step is to head over here now back to our dashboard. We're going to go into Wishlist Member and protect our content. So right now it's open to everyone. If someone tried to go ahead and see all these posts, they're going to see them easily because they're not protected. And let me prove that they're not protected. So I'm going to come over here and let's click on view. So I'm going to take this URL here and open this link in incognito mode and just show you that it is accessible. There we go. So if someone was to come to this post, they can read that. Okay. So let's just put this to the side and we're going to come back to this once we've protected our content. And this is where Wishlist Member comes in. So what we're going to do now is to head over back to Wishlist and go to content protection. So as you can see here, we can protect quite a lot of content here. So we need to protect posts. So right now we can see we have our posts here. So the best way to do this, and this is why I chose to create a category first. So if you were to go in here, you would have to go into each and every one of these to protect them. That is not efficient. You want to come over here to categories and you see here we have VIP members. So this is what you want to protect. So I'm going to come over here, select action, and then I'm going to say edit protection status, protected, update protection. And now you can see this is VIP members. So now that we've protected this content and we've protected this category called VIP members, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to that post. Remember, I was trying to access earlier on. And now if I go to, let's say, post 1, you're going to see that this is saying now the content you're trying to view is for members only. Now, this error page here has been created by default. So we want to show our own. So you can see here when I try to go to post 3, I can't have access to that. But if I go to another one called Lorem Ipsum, I will have access to this. And you can see here, it is very easy to access it. That's because it's not in the right category. So you can protect all your content using the categories. All right, so now that we've established that, the next step now is to set our error page. So I'm going to come over here to advanced options, click on error pages, and then I'm going to say for non-members, right? I'm going to click here and I need to add a URL. All right, so now we need to find our error page and here it is. I'm just going to copy the URL. I'm going to copy it like that. And as we created it, if you come over here and click on become a member, this now takes you to the payment page. So this is the error page that we need to show so that when people go see that error message, they can come over here and purchase the membership. So back over here, I'm going to paste my URL like that. And this now is my error page. So I'm going to save and close. So that's all good. So there's also something else we can add here, and this is the redirect. So after redirection, what do we need Wishlist Member to do? And that is to take us to our very first blog post. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and look for my very first blog post and link it to that. So I'm going to come over here to dashboard and then I'm going to go to all posts. So I want all my first members, or the members that first sign up, to see the very first post. So let's click here on view. Okay. So I'm going to copy the URL and then back over here on wishlist, I'm going to say after registration, go to this URL. So I'm going to specify it here, save and close, and pretty much that's good. So over here on protection, you can say only show content for each membership level or hide protected posts from the public RSS. So this is highly advisable. So I'll just leave this as it is. So pretty much that's all we need to do here. And now that we have these main pages, we need to create our login page. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to logins. So here on logins, we can come over here to our styling and we can create our login page here using these templates that we have here. So I think this template looks really, really nice, by the way. So I want to go with this one and use this as the main template that I'm going to use. So I'm going to click on save. Then it's switching to my templates here. Say yes. Great. I'm going to come over here to the form, and this is where you can go in and customize the form. And we also have the ability here to add our logo, because by default, you're going to have the WordPress logo, and that's not what we want. So let's go ahead and add our logo here. And for the box, I'm just going to leave this as it is, to be honest. I'm not going to go in and mess around too much here. All right, so now that I have all this set, so let's just head over back to our website and explain how this is going to work now. So if I go back to my main page, this should take us to our main landing page, which is this. So over here, let's say visitors land on this page. They can read what our website is about, a bit more information, the pricing and everything. And again, we could add the URL to the payment page over here on the pricing as well. So this pricing here would take us to the main landing page, which is going to be this page here, which has our product information. So this now becomes our product information, and this is our main membership. So what will happen here if I click on add to cart? It takes me to either Stripe or PayPal. And once the payment has been made, I'll be automatically added onto the group or the membership that we created, and whatever information I have access to, I'll just have access to it. If I don't, I'm going to get an error message, and our error page looks like this. So if it's a brand new member who's trying to access our pages that we've created or our posts, this is what they're going to see. And then if they click here, it's going to take them to the page to become a member. And in this case, it's the VIP membership. All right, so pretty much this is how you create a membership website or a paid membership website really, really fast. It's very easy to set up, but I've only used just a little bit of the power that Wishlist Member has. This plugin is really, really feature rich. It does so much. So I've only done just a little bit, but I also have extensive videos and courses about membership websites, which if you buy Wishlist Member, you will get access to these courses absolutely free. All right, guys, pretty much that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.